county level with the Board of Supervisors. Three different seats are up for grabs at this time. We've got 54% going.
The SN22 campaign says drivers can work towards a stipend, purchase their own health insurance. Opponents argue drivers need comprehensive benefits like unemployment, sick pay, and workers' compensation. Jennifer Dela Cruz, ABC 10 News.
And right now, the yes on 22 side is out to a very sizable lead. They've got just under 60% of the vote, nearly.
Is leading by a wide margin right now. Kristen Gaspar, also a Republican and someone who has closely tied herself to President Trump, and she is behind at just, I think that was 39% of the vote. And this has no doubt been an unprecedented year when it comes to just trying to tabulate all these votes.
Yeah, Fox 5's Troy Hirsch is live for us at the Registrar of Voters office where ballots are being counted right now. Troy.
Yeah, it is unprecedented for many reasons. First, because they had a record 1.2 million ballots that came in via mail-in or early voting or dropped off here at the Registrar of Voters or at other polling places around the county, which means a lot of these numbers that are coming in are strong numbers in terms of they've been able to count and tabulate a lot of these all the way up until now, and they're just now releasing the results that you have shown there. And earlier I had a chance to talk with Michael Vu, and what he said was that it gave him a good opportunity to get some ballots in. Also, no precincts reporting. You won't see us use the term precincts reporting. All they're going to report is pure numbers because of the way that all the early mail-in ballots were coming in. Back to you.
All right, Troy, thank you. And Fox National election coverage continues next.
Yeah, but if you want to keep up with local results, head over to our Fox 5 San Diego.
Someone struggled for your right to vote. Use it. Visit IamAvoter.com to make sure you're registered.
Oh my God.
Right here on Fox as we just got a major race call. The Fox News Decision Desk can now project that the former Vice President Joe Biden.
So people are scattered all over the place. And I happen to be in an area where Darrell Issa is hanging out right now. Just had dinner and he's joining us, and we are properly socially distanced. I have a microphone on. He has a microphone on. And here we are 6 feet apart. Hello. Hello. Hello over there. All right. Hey, let's talk about this. We're counting the votes. You got into this race after retiring. Let me start with that. What brought you out of retirement? What really did it?
Cobb County, which is now turning red.
Is Georgia a swing state for this election?
I think Georgia is a state that is headed into purple territory. We're seeing tonight. This is going, when all the votes are counted, this is going to be a very tight race. And frankly, it's going to be a bit of a coin flip. We got to see how much vote actually comes out of these Atlanta suburbs. But one thing about tonight is, and I do think Joe Biden has come up short in the Sun Belt, but these are very competitive races. We are moving, and look, our population has moved that way too. Within a decade, we will spend more time on the Sun Belt on election nights than we do in the Rust Belt. For now, though, Joe Biden needs the Rust Belt.
All right, Andrea? And when you come to the Rust Belt, the Biden people, the Democrats I'm talking to in Michigan and Minnesota, where you talked to Amy Klobuchar earlier, they are relatively confident because what you're seeing is the election day vote. The early vote is not yet being counted. You've got 3.2 million votes out there in Michigan, and they believe that those votes are will trend 61% Democratic, just based on the profile of what they're seeing. So as you've heard from Senator Coons, they're not really that worried about Michigan and Minnesota.
Let me turn to Casey. Casey, what are your thoughts right here? Are we seeing any real surprises here?
Well, Lester, I would say that while I agree with Andrea and my Democratic sources are saying that, you know what, we should have expected this exact scenario.
California, and included Temecula, Lake Elsinore. No, that's one of the things that people forget is more than a third of this district.
Wait.
So David Brooks, if it's Thursday morning, as Mark says, we may have to go take a shower before before we know the final results here. But David, what about Mark describing what's happening perhaps as Donald Trump digging deeper into the base and managing to enlarge it?
Yeah, I think he has managed to enlarge it. There's only one group that he's done worse with this time compared to 2016, and that's white males. Every other demographic group he's done better than. Black women.
Pair. And whatever.
It's a defeat for stereotypes of who supports who. He's somewhat expanded the base. I think the key message that we know so far is that Trumpian populism is here to stay. This election is not a repudiation of Trumpianism, even if he loses. The Senate may be Democrat, may be Republican, but it'll certainly be extremely close. I look at a lot of Republican races they're doing pretty well in. The Georgia races, the Tillis race in North Carolina, Susan Collins is doing better than expected. So at best, the Senate is going to be extremely closely divided, and there will be no clear path for Biden, even if he does win, to pass an agenda in some large way. I do still think Biden's likely to pull it off, but as Mark says, he's got a few different paths to get there, but there's no whomping majority there, and we'll be biting our nails for a few more days.
Biting our nails and hopefully taking a shower if it's going to take till Thursday or Friday. Jonathan Capehart, I was struck by what David was just saying, that this may not turn out to be, isn't turning out to be a repudiation of Trump populism. How do you explain that? How do you see what's going on, what seems to be going on here with the electorate?
Well,
on this set tonight.
Too early to call in Maine. Arizona, one we're watching very carefully right now, is too early. Biden seems to be leading there.
Yeah, we're kind of frozen in the votes that have come in Arizona. We're waiting for more. In Iowa, too early to call. That's how the race shakes out at this moment. And in Nevada, it is too early to call. Waiting on votes there.
Same story in Montana, too early to call. Let's look at where we are on this road to 270 right now. You can see Biden leading with 192 to 114 for Donald Trump. 270, the magic number, that's the prize.
We were hearing about paths, and I heard Chris Coons claim, oh, they still have a lot of paths to 270. These paths are narrowing right now, and I want to look. We have the real map, and you'll see here faded blue, faded red are where I've manipulated it. I'm putting them where they're leaning now. So North Carolina, Florida, and Texas, I'm putting in Trump's column. Arizona, Nevada, I'm going ahead and putting some of Maine and some of Trump in that column. So I just want to show you where we are, and you start to see here how narrow this is. So let's assume here that Biden can hang on to Minnesota, Wisconsin, and Michigan. These are the three states that he had 5+ point leads in. See his electoral vote number there, guys? Sitting at 265, and this is making some assumptions here. I'm just, now you see that if Georgia doesn't come through, if Iowa, now any of these three can put him over. Iowa could, but I think Iowa's going to tilt Trump. Georgia, we're waiting on Atlanta. I'm not ready to classify that. But look what it comes down to. Scranton.
Well, we
decided Scranton says better than Pennsylvania, because you got to kind of do it like that. But I'm just saying the paths have narrowed for everybody. We are looking at a close election, and this feels a little bit like 2004 meets 1976. For those of you thinking about presidential elections, both of them were close races, and both of them were races that took us a long time to call.
And Michigan may not come in until Wednesday night or Thursday, according to the text I just got from Democrats there.
Okay, so it's all over, but the counting could take a while.
We need to roll up our sleeves.
Yes.
I'm just saying, we're getting close to midnight. Maybe the coat comes off. Maybe we roll up the sleeves. Maybe we get the pencils out. We got a lot of adding to do.
After midnight's when Chuck gets loose, so watch out.
You don't want to see that, folks.
Let's go to Kristen Welker. She's at Biden headquarters. How are they feeling? Are they sweating it?
Well, look, they are certainly watching a couple of these states quite closely, and I think one is Arizona. Campaign telling me they feel encouraged by Arizona, because if he wins Arizona, in Wisconsin. He cannot afford to lose any of those states. That's why you saw Biden barnstorming those states in the final days of this campaign. But where did he spend his most time? In Pennsylvania. Where was he today? In Scranton. That's, of course, the place where he was born. He visited the place where he grew up. And so it becomes so critical that the Biden campaign gets the type of turnout that they were pushing for in the suburbs, in the area in and around Philadelphia, that the African American
what's going on inside the Republican Party. We've already seen a split.
In a minute, too. All right.
Planes and puzzles.
There's a lot more news ahead, including projections, and we'll update the state of the race. You're watching CBS News 2020, America Decides.